Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is Cameron Orso here today. I've got another upload for you guys. I'm going to be going over the second part of Chapter 1 of our book, Developing the Leader Within You 2.0 by John C. Maxwell. It is an audiobook series, so you guys are more than welcome to stay along for the ride, but if you guys haven't got a chance to check out the first one, definitely be sure to do so. There's going to be no webcam in this one. I'm just going to do some audio background with the full gameplay. In the background, haven't decided which gameplay I'm going to do yet, so might do Call of Duty, might do Maple Story, might do Lotro, who knows. But to start back to where we had left off, you guys, we'll be continuing from page 4 of our book, Chapter 1, Influence. So here we go, Part 2. Anyone, for good or ill, who gets others to follow is a leader. That means Hitler was a leader. Did you know that Time named Hitler their Man of the Year in 1938 because he had greater influence on the world than anyone else? Osama bin Laden was a leader. Jesus of Nazareth was a leader. So was Joan of Arc. Abraham Lincoln, Winston Churchill, Martin Luther King Jr., and John F. Kennedy were leaders. While the value systems, abilities, and goals of all these people were vastly different, each of them attracted followers. They all had influence. Influence is the beginning of true leadership. If you mistakenly define leadership as the ability to achieve a position instead of the ability to attract followers, then you will go after position, rank, or title to try to become a leader. But this type of thinking results into common problems. First, what do you do if you attain the status of a leadership position, but experience the frustration of having no one follow you? Second, what if you never achieve the proper title? Will you keep waiting to try to make a positive impact on the world? My goal with this book is to help you understand how influence works and to use it as the starting point for learning how to lead more effectively. Each chapter is designed to help you acquire skills and abilities that further develop you as a leader. With the addition of each skill set, you will become a better leader. Insights about influence. Before we get into the particulars of how influence with others work and how to develop it, let's nail down a few important insights about influence. Number 1, everyone influences someone. My friend Tim Elmore, the founder of Growing Leaders, once told me that sociologists estimate that even the most introverted individual will influence 10,000 other people during his or her lifetime. Isn't that amazing? Every day you influence others, and you are influenced by others. That means no one is excluded from being both a leader and a follower. In any given situation with any group of people, the dynamic of influence is always in play. Let me illustrate. Let's say a child is getting ready for school. During that process, his mother is usually the dominant influence. She may choose what he will eat and what he will wear. When he arrives at school, he may become the influencer in his group of friends. When class begins, his teacher becomes the dominant influencer. After school, when the boy goes out and plays, the neighborhood bully may have the most influence. At dinner time, mom or dad has the most influence at the table as they eat. If you are observant, you can discover the prominent leader of any group. Titles and positions don't matter. Just watch the people as they gather, as they work to resolve an issue or make a decision whose opinions seem most valuable. Who is the person others watch the most when the issue is being discussed? Who is the one with whom people quickly agree? Whom do others defer to and follow? Answer to these questions point you to who the real leader is in a particular group. You have influence in this world, but realizing your potential as a leader is your responsibility. If you put effort into developing yourself as a leader, you have the potential to influence more people and to do so in more significant ways. Number 2, we don't always know who or how much we influence. One of the most effective ways to understand the power of influence is to think about the times you have been touched in your life by a person or at an event. Significant events leave marks on all of our lives and memories. For example, ask people born before 1930 what they were doing on December 7, 1941, when they heard that Pearl Harbor was bombed, and they will describe in detail their feelings and surroundings when they heard the terrible news. Ask someone born before 1955 to describe what he or she was doing on November 22nd, 1963, when the news that John F. Kennedy had been shot was broadcast. Again, you will hear no loss for words. Each generation remembers events that mark them. The day the Space Shuttle Challenger blew up, the tragedy of 9/11, the list goes on. What major event stands out to you? How is that event continuing to influence your thinking and actions? Now, think about the people who influenced you in a powerful way, or the little things that meant a lot to you. I can point to the influence of a camp I attended, wow, sorry, my English is terrible, attended as a youth, and how it helped determine my career choice. My 7th grade teacher, Glenn Leatherwood, began to stir a sense of calling in my life that I continue to live out today in my 70s. When my mother bought bubble lights for our family Christmas tree, there was no way for her to know that they would evoke the feeling of Christmas in me every year. The affirming note I received from a professor in college kept me going at a time when I was doubting myself. My list is endless, so is yours. We are influenced every day by so many people. Sometimes small things make big impressions. We have been molded into the people we are by those influences, and we mold others often when we least expect it. Author and educator J.R. Miller said it well: there have been meetings of only a moment which have left impressions for life, for eternity. No one of us can understand that mysterious thing we call influence, yet out of every one of us continually virtue goes, either to heal, to bless, to leave marks of beauty, or to wound, to hurt, to poison, to stain other lives. Number 3. The best investment in tomorrow is to develop your influence today. What's your greatest investment possibility for the future? The stock market? Real estate holdings? More education? All of these things have value, but I would argue that one of the best investments you can make in yourself is to develop your influence. Why? Because if you have the desire to accomplish something, you will be in a better place to do it if others are willing to help. In the book Leaders, Warren G. Bennis and Bert Nannis say, the truth is that leadership opportunities are plentiful and within reach of most people. That's true in business, volunteer organizations, and social groups. If you're an entrepreneur, those opportunities are multiplied exponentially. The question is, will you be ready for them when they come? To make the most of them, you must prepare for leadership today and learn how to cultivate influence and use it positively to make a difference. Let's see here. Robert Dylan Schneider, founder and principal of the Dylan Schneider Group and former CEO of the PR firm Hill and Knowlton Strategies, don't know who they are, has been one of the nation's major influence brokers for many years. In his book Power and Influence, he shares the idea of the power triangle to help leaders become more effective. These 3 components of this triangle are communication, recognition, and influence. Dylan Schneider says if you are communicating effectively, you will get positive recognition for your communication from the audiences you are trying to influence, which means people will think what you are doing is right and that you are doing it in the right way. When you get positive recognition, your influence grows. You are perceived as competent, effective, worthy of respect, powerful. Power comes from remembering and using the linkage of communication, recognition, and influence. As a young leader, I followed that pathway to better relationship because communication is one of my gifts. As I became a better communicator, I did receive recognition. Soon I was being asked to teach on the subject of leadership. But I also sensed that leadership was more complex than just communication, recognition, and influence. I began thinking about how I could develop a model that would help others understand how influence works, and more importantly, how to develop influence in their own lives. I knew that if the people I helped invested in their influence, they would be able to make a positive impact in their world, wherever that happened to be. Alright, well guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop this one right here. We'll go ahead and continue off in our next part and get deeper into the book. So if you guys enjoyed this one, definitely be sure to smash that like button. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Also, be sure to turn on notifications so every time I upload, you guys will know. But thanks so much for watching. If you guys haven't checked out one of the 2 videos on screen, definitely be sure to do so. But I'm Sol or Cameron, whatever floats your guys' freaking boat, and we'll be seeing you later. Peace.